But this game still has Pac-7 implications.
It does.
It involves a very good quarterback named Poochie Snyder, and the Canton South Wildcats. They're going to host the 3-1 CVCA Royals. Tim, this is your bread and butter right here. You know more about CVCA than I do. I'm sure more than Matt, because we don't get to talk about CVCA a bunch. So let us in a little bit on this
first
team.
off, Poochie Snyder and the Canton South Wildcats will present an extremely tough test tonight for the Royals. Poochie's been amazing. He's leading Stark County in rushing yards and passing yards.
Yep.
Think about that for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Just spectacular. The Royals, though, will probably be one of their toughest tests. CVC, a solid football program, loves to run it. Runs the wing tee, and will try and eat up time of possession. The thing about CVC last year against Canton South, won it in overtime.
Well, hold on. What you said last year, I think we've got a surprise. Do we have a surprise, Moon Man?
Trey Tucker, Michael Bevington. Once, twice. That's the list of running backs and players from CVCA with 5 rushing touchdowns in a game. The Royals have first and goal from the 10. Snyder gets it again, across the 10, down to the 5, into the end zone! Touchdown! Kyle Snyder! CVCA victory! Kyle Snyder into the end zone for the 5th time on the night, putting his name in the record books one more time, and the Royals execute a comeback in the 4th quarter and in overtime and defeat the Canton South Wildcats. Here's Snyder marching into the end zone and marching into victory for CVCA. Once again, the final score from Royal Stadium in overtime. CVCA 42, Canton South 36.
Walk-off touchdown, Kyle Snyder. CVCA wins 42-36. Great job on the call. I know that as announcers, we do our best to stay independent, and we do our best to not lean one side or the other, but you could hear the passion for CVCA when Kyle Snyder scored that touchdown.
Yeah, that was an exciting finish a year ago. And again, Snyder, 5 touchdowns. Kyle Snyder, that is, for the Royals against Canton South, including the 2-point conversion to tie it in the last minute. It was just a great game. But this is this year, and I'm sure the Canton South Wildcats have had this game circled on their calendar for some time. So it will come down to, and I will not make a pick on this one. Do a little curb
I
action.
love it. See, that's fantastic. I'll tell you who I'll pick, but
it comes down to the line. Last year, the Wildcats were held to 62 yards rushing against CVCA, and they made Canton South one-dimensional, and it allowed the Royals to get back in the game. Canton South had a 2-score lead late.
They did.
Last week, Canton South rushed for 444 yards against Orville.
That's insane.
8 plays of 26 or more, 3 plays of 30 more, 3 plays of 40 or more, and 150-plus yard rush in that game.
Whoa!
If CVCA can control Canton South and stop that, they've got a chance. If not, the Canton South Wildcats will be, well 5-0.
This game takes place in Canton South. It's not Magnolia. It is Canton South, I guess. It is just off of 800 down there in Canton. 4-0 Canton South, 3-1 CVCA. It is going to be a phenomenal game, but just based on paper, based on last year's game, the hype that's into this. I mean, this has Pac-7 implications galore. But how can you go against a man named Poochie Snyder? Poochie Snyder, you've heard me say it a bunch. I believe he is the best quarterback in the state of Ohio. Just the way he controls a game, his accuracy, and the fact that he's dual threat will give CVCA nothing but trouble tonight.
He'd be the first pick in anybody's team. There's no doubt about it.
No, Poochie Snyder. So I will take Canton South. So now back to why we're here. The game of the week, 2-2 Woodridge against 4-0 Norton. The fans take Norton.